Hello my crustaceans and welcome back to another CrayTowns update. Now if you don't know what CrayTowns is, it is a town plugin for Bukkit. Now the reason that I created this is because I couldn't find any town plugin that fulfilled my needs for the furniture mod server, because I'm not doing typical survival on the furniture mod server. I want it to be a town-based server where it's all economy driven. And I couldn't find any plugins that suited my needs, so I decided to create my own. Now in the last video, we looked at just the basic creating a town, creating plots and stuff like that. I think that was basically it, and some flags and stuff like that. But in this video today, we're going to be taking a look at a lot of things I've actually added in since the last update, and it's quite exciting, so we're going to get straight into it. Now the first thing that I'm going to do is just create a simple town, so we can just do that by doing town, create, and then the name, and now I'm just going to call mine YouTube's town. Wow. And what we're going to notice now is when I actually talk in the chat here, if we say hello, and what happened? Okay, so it should be working now. I spent about half an hour just reverting code back to some others, and I did a test just then and it works, so hopefully it doesn't stuff up again. So what we're going to do is do town, create, fun, and then if we type hello, you'll notice that in the chat now it says fun, and then we've got our rank, which is our rank of the town, which is mayor, and it says my name, and then we've got our message, and that's basically a way to show other people what town you are actually in. Now we can actually do a couple of options here. What we can do is do town, set, color, or color. I've actually added in the option depending on your spelling. Set color, and then we're just going to do blue. And then if we type in hello now, you notice that the town says, well, it says fun, but it's in the color of blue. Now you might have noticed on the right side there that it says top towns, and then we got number 1 fun. Now I'm going to get into that after, and what we're going to do now is we're going to get CrayFish here to join our town. So we'll go into CrayFish right now. How you doing, guys? And what we're going to do is we're just going to do /town join, and then the name of the town, so fun. And then it says you have requested to join the town fun. Now we'll go back to MrCrayfish. And again, you'll notice in the chat. Now I think this is different since the last video. I can't entirely recall, but we have to type town requests except Mrs. Gayfish. Oopsie. Gayfish. Now before I actually do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to type town requests list. And what this will do is it will give you a list of all the people that have requested to join your town. So we've got Mrs. Gayfish here, obviously. So we're just gonna accept her. So town requests accept Mrs. Gayfish. Was it Mrs. Gayfish? Boom! There we go. And it says Mrs. Gayfish has been accepted. Now what we're gonna do now is we're going to create a plot in our town. Now I've changed around this a lot, or almost completely, to be honest, and I've also added in the option to actually sell it now. So I'm going to show you guys how to actually do this. So you want to make sure your plot region is inside your actual town. Now that's something I haven't got to around yet, is actually creating a border, or actually showing a border for your town, but I will do that for the next update. What we're going to do is we're just going to select a region using worldguard, and you guys will actually have access to this. So we've created this region now, and to turn it into an actual plot, what we've got to do is type /plot space create, because we're creating the plot. Now this is actually all you have to do to create a plot. So you just do plot create, and it will turn the region that you selected into a plot, but there are some optional arguments that you can actually add. So you can set the owner of the plot by doing another argument here, so we could set it to Albus. Then you can actually do some more arguments, and these are some people that will be allowed to build onto the plot. So we can type in Gayfish, we'll let Gayfish be able to build on it. Do another space, you can type in another one, so we could do Big Jim if he's a character. you could add any people as you want. But if you want to actually sell your plot, you'll just do type /plot create. And it'll say successfully created a plot with the owner set to MrCrayfish. Now it'll do that by default. Now if you want to sell your plot, you want to stand inside of it. Now if you want to sell your plot, what you need to do is stand inside your plot, and you want to type /plot sell and then the price of your plot. Now you have to be the owner of the plot to actually do this. As I said before, you can actually set extra people to the plot. They will not be able to do this because they are not the owner. So you have to do plot sell and then the name, oh not the name, the price that you want to sell it. So we might sell it for 1,000 coins, and then what it will do is it will create this border around the plot here, and it will create a sign where it has the name of the town. We've got the land price. Well, I'm going to probably change that to plot price, and then you got the price of the land down there. Now that is most likely going to change. I don't really like the colors of this bottom bit here. That will change. But basically this plot is on the market now, and if we actually go, we'll go into Naubus here first. Gee willikers, oh my god! My impression of him. And what we're going to do is, we're not actually a part of the town. If we just do that, you see that we're homeless, we're hobo, we eat grass because we can't find any food. We're going to go ahead and attempt to buy this plot here. And it says, you need to be a resident of the town fund to buy this estate. Now, I'm going to change estate to plot because I kind of got rid of that idea. Now we're going to go to MrCrayfish. And what we're going to do is, because we are actually a part of this town fun, if we just type hey, you see that we're fun and we are a resident of this town. If we go ahead and we right click on this land price, or this land here, actually let's just check, we don't got permission for this land at all because we don't own it. But if we go ahead and we buy this land here, simply right click it, and it will say successfully bought the estate for $1,000. Now obviously estate will be changed to plot because I scrapped the idea that I previously had. You'll see now that we can actually build in the plot, but we can't build outside of it because that is the actual town region. Now I might decide that I don't want this plot anymore. I don't want it. What we can actually do is, because I'm the owner of the plot, we can sell it. So we just do /plot sell and then the price that you want. So let's make a profit. Let's sell it for $10,000. And oh my god, you need to be the owner of the plot to perform this command. I think I stuffed it up. Hold on. So we're gonna try this again, and it should be working. I'm sorry if you guys are just like, why is it broken? But in a way, it's kind of an advantage because I'm ironing out these bugs, guys. We don't want these bugs to actually be in the game. And why isn't that working? Hold on. Set the first position. It's because it's already set there. So we set the positions. Let's do plot create. And then fudge. Alright, we'll do that again. So select the two regions. We'll create the plot. And then we'll just do plot sell $100 because we're going to sell it off real cheap. We'll go to MrCrayfish. Oh, gee willikers, $100. Oh, that's Naubus. Sorry, Naubus. $100. What a smexy price. We'll buy that. And now we've bought the plot. And now we can actually sell the plot. So if we just, we'll get rid of this cobblestone first. And then we'll put the sign right at the front here. Now you're going to be standing inside your plot to be actually sell it. And we'll just do plot sell. And we'll make some profit on this. So we'll do 10,000. And then someone can come along and buy this. So we might sell it back to MrCrayfish. Oh, gee willikers, $100. Oh, that's Naubus. Sorry, Naubus. $100. What a smexy price. We'll buy that. And now we've bought the plot. And now we can actually sell the plot. So if we just, we'll get rid of this cobblestone first. And then we'll put the sign right at the front here. Now you're going to be standing inside your plot to be actually sell it. And we'll just do plot sell. And we'll make some profit on this. So we'll do 10,000. And then someone can come along and buy this. So we might sell it back to MrCrayfish. So he comes along, selling it, doesn't want it anymore, and I'll buy it. And now MrCrayfish, if we go to MrCrayfish now, should be no longer be able to actually build inside of here because we don't own it anymore. So there you go. That's the new way that you can actually create plots on the server, or in your town I meant. It's really simple, so you can buy, you can sell, you can create plots really easily. Now we're going to remove this plot, so we can simply just do plot remove, and you'll only be able to do this if you are the mayor of the town. I am the mayor, so I can actually do this. Now we're just going to create a plot which all these guys actually have access to. Now I think I might leave this option in. Now Nabus here isn't actually a part of the town, but I'll still be able to add him to the plot, so I'll show you what I mean. So we're just going to create a region here, so just select the two corners. Then we'll do /plot create. Then we're going to set the owner to me because I'm going to be the owner of this, and then we can add the other people. So we'll do MrCrayfish, and we'll do Nabus Time Lord. Into the Time Lord. Boom, there we go. So it says successfully created a plot with the owner set to MrCrayfish and the members set to MrCrayfish and Nabus Time Lord. So if we go to Nabus Time Lord, you'll see that we can actually build inside here. Now, I'm not actually a part of this town at all, but maybe if you want to set up a homeless shelter or something like that, you can do so in your town by creating a plot where you add non-members of your town to an actual plot like this. So MrCrayfish should be able to build on here as well. And as you can see, I can build with MrCrayfish on this plot, but not outside of it. Now the next thing that I'm going to be showing off is the public option for your town. Now basically the public function for your town is if you set it to true, if someone types town join your town, they'll be able to join straight away, but if your public is turned off, if they typed that, they'll be requested to join, and you'll have to accept them manually. Now why this might be good is maybe you want to get members quickly, but the kind of downside of it is they can be anybody, you might not trust them, and they might not be a good member of your town. Whereas the request system, they'll have to wait to join, which is a disappointment because you might want to get started straight away. But the advantage is that you can actually filter out people that you don't want in your town. So we can do that by doing town public. If we want this to be public, we can do public and then type true. And we need to be MrCrayfish to actually do this, as I am the mayor of the town. So we'll do town public true, and then anybody will actually be able to join. Now I don't think I've put a message for this, so if we go into Nabus Time Lord here, we should be able to join. So we'll try now. So let's do town join fun, and it says you have successfully joined the town fun. So we're in it now. So if we type hello, you'll see that says fun, and we're a resident now, and MrCrayfish here didn't have to accept the request. Now another thing I've added is a spawn point for your town, so you can set the spawn of your town. By default it's where you create the town initially, but you can change it afterwards. So if you just do town spawn, this is where we actually created the town, strangely enough. What we might do is we actually might set the spawn to be over here, so we'll look over there. Now the yaw and the pitch does matter, so make sure that you face in a nice flat direction. So we'll just do town set spawn. Boom, there we go. So if we type in town spawn again, we'll get teleported back to that point. Now the spawn does have to be inside of your town region, so if you try to set it here, it says you need to be within your town region to set your town spawn, so make sure you're inside of it before you set it. Alright, so the next thing that I've added is helpers. Now, what a helper is a person that is allowed to build inside your town region. By default, residents aren't allowed to actually build inside your town region. They can only build on plots they actually own. Now, what if you do want to allow a resident to actually build inside your town region? Well, this is what helpers are. So what you need to do to create a helper for your town is simply type town, add helper, and then the name. Now this actually has to be a person that's in your town, so we're going to do MrCrayfish. So type in town add helper MrCrayfish. Now I haven't got a return message, but that did actually go through. So if we go to MrCrayfish right now, and you'll see that I can actually build anywhere in this town now, so I can destroy any blocks that I like. So if you want to add a person that is at a resident level in your town, but you want them to be able to build anywhere in your town area, simply just do town add helper, then the name of the player. Now of course you can remove it as well, so let's go back to MrCrayfish. So if we type in town remove helper and then MrCrayfish, MrCrayfish is no longer a helper of the town. Now I'm going to add a return message there. It's just because this is not a finished feature yet. I am still changing a couple of things around with it. As you saw before, MrCrayfish here was a builder, but I'm probably going to change that around. So we're coming to the end of this video today. The last thing that I'm going to be showing off is the scoreboard on the right there and how it actually works. So what the scoreboard is a list of the top towns in the server. Now you might be asking, how do I get the top town? Well, it depends on a couple of things. It depends how much money you got in your town bank, depends how many members you have in your town. It's going to depend on how many challenges you have won in your town as a group. So that's something that's very heavy in development. I'm basically going to be developing something where towns can actually have battles between each other, and if you win, you'll win extra points for your town, which will add on to your score, so you can become the top town on the server. Now I'm going to show you an example here. Now I'm going to go into neighbors here, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to leave this town. I don't want to be a part of it anymore, and I'm going to create my own civilization. So let's just check if I got money. Okay, I've got money, I've got that cash, I can make it rain, and we're going to become a rival town of them because they betrayed us, and yeah, I'm not going to deal with them at all. So we're going to create a town called Town Create Awesome Town. And did that work? Okay, so there seems to be a problem here with the returning of the message. I actually did create the town, so if you just type hello, you'll see that we've got Awesome Town. Now I'm just going to change the color as well, so set color pink. Is that? Oh no, that's not a color. You can see an option. If you type it wrong, you'll just get a list of the available colors. I might set it to dark purple for awesome power. And did that work? Or I typed it wrong. Purple. Alright, so successfully set the town color to dark purple, just to show you. It says awesome town. Now in a second, on the right there, the sidebar will update, and you'll see that we've got awesome town in the list now. Now you'll notice that Fun, which is the town that we had over there, has 10 points, and that is because they have got a member in their actually town. They've got MrCrayfish in there. But what happens is we can actually overtake them. What we're going to do is we're going to type /town bank deposit, and then we'll deposit some money in there. So we'll deposit $1,000 into the town's bank. Now the scoreboard actually updates every minute, so we can actually get kind of an up-to-date real-time of who is actually the top town on the server. So it should update any minute now. And you'll see that Awesome Town is now the top town on the server. Haha, you guys suck. Oh really? What if I just do town bank deposit 100,000? Oh yeah, take that. Take that, Awesome Town. We're better than you. Now obviously you won't have $100,000 in your bank. You've actually got to have it in your balance. Actually, if you just go in balance here, I've just obviously set that to that, but in the server you'll actually be able to create money, which, well, you will be able to create money on the server, and that's going to be something very important that you're going to have to do, is to create money. So as you can see, we are now the top town on the server. Sucked in, your Awesome Town's lame town now. That insult though. Now this rank system is still pretty heavily in development. It's just the basic stages so far. There are going to be a lot more things that the ranks are going to depend on, because I want to make them quite advanced, so someone could actually advance in a certain dependency of it, rather than another one. Instead of just money, they could rather advance on winning battles instead of getting the most money. So it's going to be a really cool thing once the server's out, who is going to be the actual top town. So that's basically everything that I've added into it so far. There have been a lot of code changes as well. I've had to rewrite a lot of things. I've spent hours and hours doing this, so I'd appreciate if you guys, you crustaceans, leave a like, snap that like button. I want to see that. Like button snapped in half with your claws, guys. So make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more of these updates, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye.